All right, good day, Pod Fam. Welcome to episode 21 of Three Brothers.
3 weeks, 3 weeks.
3 weeks, right?
Wow, man.
Yeah, we've been off a minute, right?
Yeah.
We are glad to be back. Glad to have you all with us. We have still continued to receive emails though, through our email address. Let me do that real quick while I'm thinking about it, because I'll forget it if I don't do it.
Yeah.
The threebrospod@gmail.com is our email address. So for those of you who continue to kind of just keep up with us through messages, questions, suggestions, we appreciate that support. We also have an Instagram, which is at the Three Bros Podcast. Right? How we do, son? Yeah. Excellent. I got a thumbs up. So this is episode 21. As I said, we've been off, I guess, 2-3 weeks now. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. We're going to get to that. But first, we want to get caught up. We obviously have housekeeping, right?
We got
our mantra.
Yep.
Our mantra is take off your shoes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Take a shot.
Take a shot. Enjoy yourself.
Clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink, clink.
All right, and have a good time, everybody. Thank you.
Junior.
R.I.P. Junior. All right, so let's get caught up. First of all, before we start with all these topics, man, we got a lot of things to cover today. Get me caught up again. It's been 3 weeks, so that's like a lifetime when you're used to doing this every week.
And especially when you're this age.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Weather's breaking a little bit. Go ahead. Let's start with you, Phil.
I would say in the last couple of weeks, I've had 2 rounds of golf, one good, one not so good. The only big thing that's going on in my life right now is I'd say my Medicare is all screwed up, and my prescriptions went from $19 to over $1,000.
Oh,
Big
so I wish that I could.
Time for some natural healing, brother.
No. We've moved so many times. We have moved from Maryland to Norton to Akron to Fairlawn over the course of a year.
Right.
And so the mail, the bills, they just didn't make it. And quite frankly, if I don't see it, I don't do it. And so I got to get all that stuff.
You got to get that squared away.
Yep. But luckily, I got enough medication that's going to last me a few months, but I get to get that taken care of. And
Absolutely.
I think a few months will be the amount of time. But other than that, nothing much.
Well, I got hit with that too, though. I got hit with that too.
What about you, big fella?
High co-pays and the prescription over $1,000.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
You better win some skins, bro.
Great work. Yeah. We're in that trophy again.
3-foot putt for your copay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure, bro. Go ahead, bro.
No. The wife and my youngest daughter went to New York spring break. I had Jackson, my man, by himself. He did great. I was paying. I had 7 days, so I'm freaking out of it on that respect. But that went real well. That couldn't have went any better that week. So that's fine.
Where'd they go? New York?
Yeah, they went to New York City, man. Everything. The towers, the plays, all kind of stuff.
Nice.
So that was real nice. And that was good. I was glad for them. They could get away and do that. Because with Jackson, it's kind of hard to do. You got to pick and choose times to go places. Because he ain't going to fit in New York City. That's not him. So, but he was great with me, man.
Good.
He did a good job. So I'm fine there. Then this weekend,
I was going to ask you about that.
baby.
Okay.
Hey, you heard the Bigfoot sightings.
Bigfoot sightings, right? Here we go.
Manaway, up with Burning. I got burn, man. I might have to hunt on his property. Manaway, Garrettsville, Wyndham. Incredible sightings, man, all over the news. So I got my shirt out, man. I'm an enthusiast, man.
You are alien,
I think I'm alien.
Bigfoot, all that.
I'm not real. I'm like half alien. I'm a hybrid.
Right.
So I went to hell. I love that stuff. Yeah. Cool. So I'll be up there one of these days weekend. I think I'm gonna sleep Saturday or Sunday, and the other day I'll go Bigfoot hunting.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I can get him, I'll get him on the show.
Make sure your phone's nice and charged up.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want that blurry picture. Taking a picture of my finger and thumb. Yeah.
Right.
No, that's about it there too, though, man. Things have been going good.
Good.
I got no complaints.
Okay.
You?
Not a lot. When he was golfing, I was golfing. So some good, some bad. Happy to see you a little bit breaking the weather, though.
Yeah.
Nice being outside.
Yep.
I mean, it's not, cookout. Well, that one day it got to the 70s, which is, almost cookout weather. But just being out was nice.
Yeah.
One of the something happened that was pretty cool over the last couple of weeks. My good friend Bob Lanier had a huge networking event, and they highlighted. Did a nice article. He had a release of the Summit magazine, which came out for February, and he had a highlight of my my books, the 2 books that I wrote.
Yep,
I got a nice picture of my phone.
Yeah. And so I think Alan may scroll that information, but really did a nice article on me, some nice pictures, and just a write up overview of a couple of books that I wrote and how how to contact me. So we'll scroll that information on the. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see
absolutely.
that. And, yeah, that was it.
Good.
Anyway, let's get to some business, man. We got a lot of stuff going on. I want to mention also the trending topics that we're going to discuss today. We do have a 5 minutes with Phil today.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Right?
There
I
we
wanted
go.
to mention that in the beginning.
Yeah.
So always looking forward to that. But right off the bat, I want to talk about your president, man. Bombing Iran.
Yep.
Are they running out of money? What's going Bring me up to speed on what's going on. Did we didn't get any kind of congressional approval.
No.
So we just willy-nilly.
Yeah. Trump doesn't do that kind of stuff.
No.
And I heard you mention this when we were talking earlier, but 2-3 months ago, Trump said he had obliterated Iran's nuclear capability. Obliterated it.
But take them 10 years.
Done.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. 2.5 months later, the threat is imminent. They're getting ready to get struck. You know what I mean?
Where'd that come from?
It's just, listen, everything that he does, everything is a lie or it's to cover up a lie.
Exactly right.
And so this has, Epstein distraction written all over it. It's sad because American soldiers have died.
Right.
Iranian school children have died.
yeah.
The deaths of other soldiers that have taken place is being covered up. They're just not being reported. And, nobody wins from this standpoint. It's
I
just
even
really,
heard,
really
too,
sad.
though, that they were talking about even the Nazis, when they blow up shit, rescue the sailors.
Yep.
And this one, they're laughing.
Yeah.
They're laughing about blowing up ships and killing them. I mean, it's just, it makes, again, why did anybody give us a reason? Why regime change? They had the same 86-year-old guy been there 30-some years. Ain't shit happened. They've always been threats about all this stuff, but nothing's ever happened.
Yeah.
So do you think this is going to be like Afghanistan? I mean, is this the beginning of World War III? Where do you think this is going? And what's the end game here?
I have no idea. I don't think because Trump has no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Exactly right.
Trump and Hegseth and quite frankly a group of people that just do what he says. And so I don't think there's any strategic idea that's going on or that exists between the people that are making the decision. So quite frankly, it's just new ground. And I have no idea how this thing's going to end up. I would be surprised. Well, you know what? I've anticipated that the Middle East just can't take this. And I've been wondering where the rest of the world is on this stuff. Because let's say, America becomes stronger and sort of controls Venezuela.
Yeah.
America now, potentially controls Iran. And so they get oil from, I don't know, from maybe
Like
both
that.
those places
Yeah.
as far as that's concerned. Well, what does Russia do?
Right.
Do they sit by idly and just let this happen? Or do they try to support Iran? And I know they shared intelligence with Iran to this point, but I don't. But is it possible that other people, other allies, get involved in this? And I know today, which is March. What is today?
Today, the 12th.
12th,
I think.
Okay, whatever it is. There was a terror attack at a synagogue today that I think resulted in the death of one individual.
Someone drove a car into something.
And the perpetrator was also killed, I believe. But you can expect more of this type stuff to happen, not only in the U.S., but anywhere that Americans are, anywhere in the world. They're really not safe.
I think there's a couple of things. I think China's sitting back going, our military is just as good. They're getting oil.
Yep.
The Iranians are letting the oil get through that goes to China. They're letting that go. All right, now, what happens if China decides they want to take Taiwan? Are we in any kind of thing to go to war or to protect those places? Because like Phil said, they ain't going to let us just buy up everything and own everything. That ain't going to happen. But see, I think Trump is that in his cabinet is that stupid that this ain't no Venezuela. This is Iran. Iran's got like 90 million people, and they're fighting. They don't care.
Well, that's what they do.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not going like the sleeper cell stuff, things like that. This shit's just started. Again, what is the end game? Where does that go? What happens? I have no clue. And quite frankly, listen to the things. We're winning. We won in an hour. Now it may take to September. It's a little longer than we thought.
Aren't we supposed to have some kind of congressional hearing to explain the strategy, the end game, and the initiative and all that type of? When does that take place?
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Congress hasn't done anything since the November, whatever it was, when Biden lost the election,
it's over.
He became, well, he's already a lame duck, but he became just useless. And Trump was running America from that day. Congress is not stepping in front of Trump. You can look at the situation with regard to the Clintons, obviously being not investigated, but testifying regarding the Epstein files.
Right.
Well, the Clintons, Bill is, but Hillary is not mentioned at all in the Epstein files. She's not mentioned at all.
Yet she was.
Donald Trump is mentioned, I don't know, a million times.
There's so many now. Yeah.
Melania's mentioned a million times. Melania's sending love letters to Ghislaine Maxwell, and pictured with him a million times, and she's not being called to testify.
Yeah.
So it's just an example. All this is partisan. All it is about power. For the people that are in power, they are not going to do anything that makes it look like they made a mistake. They're not going to say or do anything that makes them look like that. And they are not going to do anything that allows them to give up power. So, I'm concerned about the midterms because of all this. This war is, it's Trump's baby, and it's going to go on until somebody has this. Either the people stand up to him and tell him this is so unpopular that you got to stop it, or I don't know what else, quite frankly.
Well, Marco Rubio came out and said, you're talking about getting like justification for it, that the group of 8, we can't contract 400 some Congress when we have vital stuff like this. We did everything by the law. No, they haven't. It's just one lie after another. And again, no one has the answer for what the end game is. Pete Hegseth just gets up there and screams, "Well, bomb everybody." Again, we don't know.
Nope. Hegseth, Trump's bitch. Rubio, Trump's bitch.
Yeah, exactly right.
Noam, Trump's bitch.
Oh boy.
Bondi, Trump's bitch. All of them. Just no.
How about the new guy, Mark Wayne Mullen?
I saw a military guy on the other night said, if you didn't think it could get any worse than Kristi Noem, we have.
Yeah.
That's how bad they think he is.
Yeah.
And again, it's going to be someone that's a puppet, a yes man, or whatever, that knows nothing. That can do nothing.
So you anticipate some problems with the midterm, right?
I do. I think that Democrats are in a good position to really make some noise. There are Republican congressmen that either have decided not to run for re-election or in a very bad position with regard to winning re-election, wherever it is.
An endorsement or nothing's going to help.
So it's a very good chance that the House will flip in the midterms, except that Trump is polling and voting data from all these precincts in these key areas like Atlanta. I have no idea what his plans are with regard to this.
He has a plan, though.
But again, and I said this forever.
For people to vote.
And I don't have proof, so I'm just telling you what my perspective is. Free and fair elections are out the window. It is not about that. It is about winning, and that's all that they care about.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
What was the situation with Crockett and that whole deal with the polling locations getting changed at the last minute?
Well, that was gerrymandering, so they really screwed Crockett from her congressional district. That made it very difficult for her to win re-election in Congress. So she said, screw that, I'm going to run for Senate. Unfortunately, the guy, what's his name? Tom.
Starts with a T.
I can't remember his name, but I love this dude.
I do too.
I love this dude also.
You're right. It's too good.
So we cannot lose with that primary, at least. Somebody, whoever wins it, is going to be a good representative for us.
Right.
Unfortunately, it wasn't. I don't know. I would have preferred Crockett, but I really like this guy. He's honest. He's straightforward. He's
Tallarico.
No. What's it? Tallarico.
That's him.
Exactly. He's a tough guy, too.
So
he's got a backbone.
And Jasmine's not going away, so she will be involved in some capacity somewhere. And so that's good. And I'm just hoping that Tallarico, is able to carry the day. And
who was the other guy down there in Texas that stepped down because of all the controversy? And they put the guy in as replacement, and he's got a Nazi video running around with machine gun stuff, and he's saying it was a joke. And he was laughing.
Man.
I mean, that was the best you could throw out there. It just got, man, I said, lest they do manipulate these voting stuff and all this happens, there's no way that the House is going to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people, literally.
Yeah.
Hexeth and all them have thrown out any real reporters. So we can't get any honest stuff. It makes them look better because, John that works at the grocery store down the street's interviewing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not anybody.
They're only going to accept questions.
Right,
from those
exactly,
folks
right.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and this is the thing, and I'll just share. Prayer breakfast, 600 people, probably 550 of them white males, maybe a sprinkling of white females and a sprinkling of black males. And during the prayer, which I think there were 3 prayers, 2 of those prayers were pray for our president, which just makes no sense at all unless you are also praying for the victims of sexual trafficking.
Right.
You are praying for the victims of rape. You are praying for the victims of fraud. But in Ohio, these Ohioans are so blinded to that. And I don't know if it's because they watch Fox News and nothing else, and so they don't get the news. But believe me, there is a community of people out there that are oblivious and that they are so pro-Trump. They are so, there is some MAGA that's, pissed about the war because this is what, he ran on is no war.
Right.
But believe me, MAGA is alive and strong, and they don't care what he does. They don't care how often he changes his mind.
Yep.
They don't care what lies are proved and lies. They're with Trump all the way.
I heard the worst one I could hear is they were interviewing a guy on the radio that said, I don't care about this raping of women. And they said, well, these are girls. They're 14-year-old girls.
Yep.
So what? We've got bigger things than that going on.
Yep.
There's bigger issues to deal with than that.
Yep.
I don't care about that.
Yep.
That's the kind of world we live in, man. And again, MAGA people to me, seriously, and anybody that is, please explain to me what that is. But they are soulless people that don't like anybody. And what their battle cry and what their happiness is, they've got a cultist leader that makes them feel better about themselves and a group of people to hang around. Because that's the only people that can hang around. Because they don't like anybody outside of them that who aren't white, who aren't like poor, take advantage of everything, and bitch that everybody cheated them. So that's their only life. They don't have a life. And I'm going, they don't care about any others because they don't want to. It's all about their ego and their guy or something. There's no other people. So that's why they gather around. They act like they're so strong because they're pathetically weak. And they have no lives. What life do they have? Let's face it, from the states they come from, let's see, Mississippi borrows the most damn money from the United States. They're the dumbest goddamn state in the world. I mean, when you own all that, and then you wonder why.
We got any fans from Mississippi?
You know what?
Sorry, yeah.
But you know what?
Truth is true.
Yeah, and the problem with that is, though, if you are from Mississippi, you'll watch anyway. What the hell? But that's where it's coming from. And I'm going, you're the biggest takers. You're the less educated one. Well, that's why they stick in their little clan to make each other feel better. Because they don't understand the rest of life. And I think it's pathetic.
It's funny you were talking about those people don't have many friends. We were just talking about Pam Bondi now. On an army base because of death threats. So what's going on in her life right now?
Well, Bondi's on that base. Gnome's on that base. Rubia's on that base. I believe Hexeth on that base. And those guys have been on that base from day one.
Right, exactly right. They took
so if Bondi's there, she's late to the party. Quite But if you think about it, if you're part of Trump's team, that's where I'd live also, quite frankly. I need to live in a place where I know that I'm going to be able to turn off the lights at night and go to bed and be comfortable, that nothing's going to happen to me. But it's a sad statement that our leaders, who are the people that we should have the highest regard for, have to hide from Americans. Because of what they are doing to America.
What's killer is like with Bondi and them, though, is the way they treat people. Then you wonder why. When they talk to people the way they do, and Trump started all, but the rest of them talk the way they do, you wonder why that's happening. And like I said, that's just scary as hell. That the people who are supposed to be representing you are hiding an army base. So I mean, geez,
it's hard for people to believe that a good-looking lawyer that looks like one of those female lawyers on TV can be stupid as fuck. They just don't understand that. And Pam Bondi is a fucking moron.
Oh my God.
I mean, literally her argument with regard, or her lack of an argument, or her preparation for these Senate hearings has just been terrible. Kristi Noem has been terrible. Pete Hegseth is his own joke. Forget about Colin Jones.
Right,
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. Colin Jones on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Oh, he is so
Pete
funny.
Hegseth is his own comedy special.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
You don't have to ask them; just listen to it.
But they meet the criteria. They look good on camera, and they are completely and totally loyal to Trump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything else is
So
set.
this Mark Wayne Mullen is a perfect replacement for
Yep.
Kristi Noem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, what's Kristi Noem's? What's her direction here?
She got a new title, but I cannot remember what that title is. Junior, if you can look that up, what she's doing now. But it is leading a group or an organization that nobody has ever heard of,
Right,
ever.
yeah.
What's the objective? What's she?
I don't think there is one.
I don't know. I think the objective is to make it look like she isn't a total failure.
Right.
So give her something that looks
But
like.
you know what her group is doing or representing, or what are they trying to do?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay.
My suspicion is she's going to be like Donald Trump's ex, who got the ambassadorship to Mars or wherever.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You will
To be
never
honest,
hear from Kristi Noem again. Whatever.
Special envoy for the Shield of the Americas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Right.
So is
You ever heard of that?
No.
Are you on Mike? So is that?
Yeah.
Did we hear that? Okay.
Yeah.
Special envoy for the Shield of the Americas.
what about Lewandowski then? Is he going to follow suit? Is he still under Trump's umbrella?
I think he's
or-
out also, but I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what a shit show, man. Her and I mean, how do you do that? You know what I mean? $200 million for a
Luxury.
Yeah.
no for a media
Oh
campaign.
yeah, right. To go around and sell yourself. Yeah.
So she spent $200 million for that, I think. Then $143 million
for the
a contract that she gave to her friend whose organization
was established
didn't even exist
for 11 days.
Yes,
They
exactly.
put together 11 days ago.
You can't. I mean,
You can't make that up. And then
yeah.
she threw Trump out there. Yes, he approved it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, you're done.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
listen, but MAGA does not care. And
No.
listen, MAGA, I don't even want to say it because I said it so many times. Ooh, fuck it. You are stupid as fuck. There is no way to get through to you. So I just need to make that point every time that we're on to just make it clear. It's just the saddest thing in the world.
It
But
is.
that thing that we were talking about earlier where Trump, sort of, you talk about these Trump voters that in Mississippi and every place else.
Right.
Trump is the first in history to tap into the stupid.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah.
figured it out.
Yeah.
And nobody had owned that voting block
Yeah.
before
Right.
because they weren't really
Exactly.
a voting block.
That's what you
quite
say,
frankly.
right?
But Trump
It's a pretty
figured it
good
out.
strategy.
And yeah. But now we know 35% of America is dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
many. Now
Exactly right.
and there's a percent that are just evil and greedy.
Right,
That's
right,
on
right,
top of
right,
it.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And that puts Trump over the top.
yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to shift gears a little bit.
Oh, God.
Put a ribbon on that whole deal. Because Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat the other day scored 83 points. Did you guys see the game?
I saw highlights.
Saw highlights? I saw highlights too. Did you see the game or the highlights?
I didn't see the game. I didn't see highlights. I just read commentary.
Yeah. He's getting blasted for this.
He should.
There's a lot of hate.
He should.
What's your take on that?
It's almost blasphemy, quite frankly. The fact that his teammates fouled intentionally so that they would send the other team to the line so that they could get the ball back so that they could get Bam more points. It's everything about the NBA that I dislike, quite frankly. And the fact that he could celebrate this shit is just beyond me. So, he is a good player.
Right.
He ain't an 83-point game player.
So you're saying his 83 didn't come the way
His
Kobe's
83
Well,
81
you
came,
know what?
right?
No, that's
a little bit different.
It literally. Oh, what's an example of this? That sort of Trump giving Rush Limbaugh the Presidential Medal of Freedom is the same thing as Bam Adebayo getting 83 points.
Yeah.
It has destroyed the value of that type of accomplishment because all they did was feed him the ball and commit fouls and let him get to that point.
You know what I think about like a football game, it's a blowout, and they just keep running up the score. They get 5 or 3 and make sure a guy gets 200 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you go, what are you doing?
That's interesting. There's
Because
Go ahead.
Well, my big thing was when it was Adebayo who scored 83. I went, he don't shoot that damn.
Right,
That was my thought.
Adebayo.
I'm going
Right.
foul line.
Tyler Hero, maybe,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Adebayo.
right.
He was
45.
33% from 3. He was under 50% from 2.
Wow.
And he made
He had
36
40
free throws.
No, he had 40, I
No,
thought 40
wait.
He
something.
took
Wow.
40 something.
Yeah,
made-
that's the
made
thing.
36
That's
36
what I
free
thought
throws.
too.
And so that ain't a stat line
No.
for 83 points. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just not an impressive performance, quite
Yeah.
frankly. Or it could, because he had 43 at halftime. So it could have been a very impressive performance that he just totally made
Yeah.
a shit show. It is.
Well,
it is.
The whole team has to take ownership on that. It was a manufactured
The whole team
achievement.
plus the coach. And I
Yeah.
can't believe Eric
Spoelstra
Spoelstra was
was
talking
good.
about
Yeah.
that like it was some kind of accomplishment.
Yeah.
I can't even believe Michael Jordan called this dude at the end of the night and congratulated him on that. So it's just ridiculous.
Well, in fairness, a lot of his congratulatories came right after the game.
Right.
I don't know how many people watched the game.
Yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
saw
Right,
the details.
yeah. Right,
I think they may have seen the scroll at the bottom.
that's a good point,
And
too.
just maybe called
Yeah.
and text
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
the details. Because later that night and the next day is when all the details
Yeah,
came out.
yeah.
And a lot of people
Were
in
upset about
basketball
it. Yeah.
were really upset about it.
Yeah.
They said it was
Listen.
Well,
disrespectful.
40-some pounds.
Yeah, Listen,
Yeah.
if you can score 83 points in an NBA game and the next morning people like you less,
Yeah,
I know
right,
something's
right.
wrong about
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, been watching the Cavs lately.
Yep.
Yeah.
The new Harden trade, he's working himself into the lineup.
Yes.
Yep.
Getting close to postseason here. We're wrapping things up with the regular season. What are the chances for the Cavs? What do you think?
My big
postseason?
thing is full healthiness, but rebounding. And I said that before. And I laughed about that Walker Kessler trade, but I'm not a Mobley fan, but when I see him battle inside and he gets frustrated and he's standing behind the 3-point line, he's almost out of bounds. He's not a factor. He had 18 points the other night, but it's not like the meaningful ones.
Correct.
We were talking about the double clutch
The
with
pump
a guy at
faking.
6'4", but
Yeah.
just slam it in his face. We need someone to meet. With Allen out of the lineup, Brian has done an okay job against certain teams.
Right.
My fear is we've got Harden. You brought up a good point about it earlier. Harden's not pressed to be the lead scorer.
Correct.
He's not pressed. He's just
Well, I brought the point up because a lot of people point to some of his postseason
Right,
failures.
exactly.
But I think this is a different iteration
Oh,
of Harden.
yeah.
Harden used to be a 30-shot
and he had to be the
scoring
scoring
type of guy.
Yeah.
He's no longer that guy. He
No.
is a dedicated point guard where
Yeah.
he passes
Yep.
first.
Has done a great job.
He can score when he wants to and when we need him to, which is a nice, valuable asset to have.
Yep.
But he has been, for the most part, setting up teammates
Oh, absolutely.
for the majority of the game.
But when I look at what we've got too, scoring wise, him, Mitchell, it's everybody. We've got guys that can score. Struce is coming back. The guy we got, Ellis, is scoring now.
Yeah, Keon.
Guys, Mobley can score. But what kills us, and it comes back to haunt us every game. Look at them damn offensive rebounds from the other team, and them guys getting under boards.
Yeah.
Too many guys get to the bucket on us. I think our perimeter defense has improved with Schroeder and Ellis, all these guys. And again, Sam Merrill can give you 13 on an off night.
Yeah.
We've got scores. We do not have that tough physical presence in the paint.
Yeah.
And Allen will do his job. And I'm not saying Allen's got to be the greatest. He definitely does his job. He's fine.
Well, I think since Harden's come there, Allen's game has elevated.
Oh, and he elevates big guy
Yeah.
games. I agree. But I also think that's because Jared Allen doesn't have to worry about running out and giving picks for Harden.
Correct.
Harden
Correct.
around your ass.
Correct.
He's 6'5", he's strong.
That's a good point.
And he could give the little oop to you.
Yeah.
But I don't see where Mobley fits in that right
Yeah.
now. And again, maybe it's just the chemistry's off. Maybe I'm just wrong right now. But when I see Mobley drift to the 3-point line, you brought this up earlier. It was the 0-3 the other night from 3.
Yeah.
If you're going to be there, you've got to be able to make them
Yeah.
consistently. And we've talked about the consistency.
Yep.
18 points in a big game. Banchero had 25. I just, again, I'm not like knocking Mobley. I think I'm more disappointed when I look at it and go, for us to be successful, you get Struce back, Struce stuff the defender of the wing, can get hot, shoot.
Yeah.
I look at all the other areas, we're good. We're fine. I really think that. But when it comes into the post play,
Yeah.
I look at Jared Allen have to have a real good night because I don't know what Mobley's going to do.
Yep. What's your observation?
I've watched the last two games that I've seen are OKC when they had their top two players out.
Right.
Yeah.
And still beat the Cavs.
Yeah.
Now the Cavs played a terrible game,
Yes.
especially a terrible first quarter.
Oh, that's the one when they jumped
Oh,
up 10
the
big
first
leads.
10
Yeah.
turnovers
We
in the
spent
first
the
quarter.
whole game
Down
coming
to
back.
one.
Okay.
Okay, so that was, they played a bad game there. But Orlando last night,
Yeah.
they played well. They didn't play badly.
Right.
Orlando played extremely well.
Yeah.
And so Orlando earned that win. And what it said to me was the only thing that really matters for the Cavs is get a top 4 seed for the playoffs. Everything else is a crapshoot, quite frankly.
Right.
So you just cannot know. And just like last year, when Cavs were 1 seed,
Right.
it just don't matter that much anymore, especially with the
Yeah.
way the game
Really
is so
doesn't.
wide
Yeah.
open anymore.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter that much anymore.
Yeah.
What matters is how you're playing at the end of the
Yeah, the
season.
season,
So if
right.
they're building towards something
Yeah.
great. But this thing is wide open. The Cavs have not demonstrated anything
Yeah.
that says that they are the class of the East.
Right. Yeah.
They have shown that they can compete with
Right.
the best
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
East.
Right.
But that's it. And then you're just going to have to hope.
Yeah.
And that's where I see these guys being right now.
So my opinion, Detroit has the best record in the East.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I think the team playing the best right now is Boston.
Boston, I
particularly
agree.
with
I agree.
Tatum coming
Tatum.
back.
Yep.
So Cleveland they've held their own against Detroit
Yep.
and New York.
Yeah.
Haven't done well against Boston.
Uh-huh.
So that to me is kind of a concern as I look towards postseason and matchups.
And tell me,
I don't know why.
Well, tell me if you see that though. Boston has the role players that, like Detroit in football, all of them. I want a tough guy. I want a Pritchard that's going to dive on the floor at 6'4". He's going to rebound and he's going to knock down shots
Right.
and not be afraid to take them.
Yeah.
Doogie Howser. These
Yeah.
guys aren't afraid to play
and
Boston.
Tatum and
style ball.
Jalen always do what
Yes.
they're supposed to do.
Always.
Our guys,
No,
sometimes
right.
they do, sometimes they don't.
That's
That's
important.
the point.
Boston's
Yes.
main
Yes.
guys always
Yeah.
do what
Right.
they're supposed
Yeah.
to do.
And their support players pick
Yeah.
out the rest up.
Yeah.
Yep.
White has
Yeah.
to score, he'll score.
Yeah.
But they all take the shots, they all apart,
Yep.
and they all work hard.
Yep.
Luka Garza for the other night, I even said it. Luka Garza was pushing Mobley out. Luka Garza's like
right.
a third center.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just,
Yeah, Alan, but that's a great point because crunch time.
Yep.
When pressure is on.
Pressure's on.
How do these teams play?
Yep.
And the Cavs have not demonstrated
Yep.
great ability, including last year,
Yep.
to be on their game. when
Last
the
year they
pressure's on.
fed Donovan until he
yeah,
was
yeah,
about
yeah. And he's taking
dead.
the worst
They
shots
get
in the
walked.
world.
Oh,
Yeah.
but everybody
He
give the ball
didn't
to
give any
Donovan.
confidence in anybody.
Yeah.
else.
exactly.
He has-
They were
Right.
putting IVs in him on the floor. I mean,
Mobley wasn't taking that shot.
There-
Garland wasn't taking that shot.
There's my concern, right there. We're bringing that up. Crunch time. I know Boston shooters are going to shoot.
They're gonna shoot.
They're going to do their thing.
And it's not just Tatum or Jalen.
No,
it'll
it's
be
right.
Pritchard.
It'll be them.
Or Hauser
They're
coming
not
off the
afraid.
bench.
That's what they're there to do.
Yeah.
Man.
We'll push the ball around. You said feed Mitchell right away.
Yep.
And Mobley,
Yep.
will he disappear?
Yep.
Will Wade be afraid to shoot it?
Yep.
I mean, we've got to get over the hump on that. To me, that's the only thing with Mobley, with a max contract guy and a young stud like that I have not seen yet. The ability to stay consistent and take
Yep.
over a game,
Yep.
even with time stuff and I'm shooting a bad night.
Yep.
So what? I'm still a
Yep,
factor.
yep.
Well, our better games, frankly, are when we get big games out of Merrill,
Yeah.
Wade,
Yeah, absolutely.
those guys, because
Right.
then Mobley will still do it. I mean, not Mobley, but Donovan will still do what Donovan does.
Right. Yep.
And so will Harden.
Yep.
But when you get big contributions, not necessarily big, but
Yep.
Sam Merrill playing up to his
Yes.
potential,
Right.
the Wades of the world playing up to their potential, that's
Yep.
when we really are at our best, I think.
Listen, I like Bryant. I thought Bryant brought an edge to them.
Love Bryant.
That he's got. I almost looked at him and said, "Man, this dude has a mental thing going on.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't want to mess with him." And so that is important for the Cavs.
Bryant brings energy.
Yeah, but the thing with Mobley and with Allen is that if you think about it, they really never punish somebody from coming in the middle.
Yeah.
Right,
Mobley's
right,
a guy
right.
that wants to go up and get that ball
Right.
without
Right.
making
Right,
contact.
right,
all the same
right,
way.
right.
Right.
But there are guys that say, you know what? I'm
Right.
gonna give this guy some
Absolutely.
medicine
Right.
on this one.
Absolutely.
And they
Absolutely.
are not the guys that do that
Right.
kind of thing.
That's-
So there's
we
really
don't-
no fear
Right.
going
Right.
to the paint from the
Thank-
red
thank
standpoint.
you.
That is a
know what
good
I mean?
point. Yeah.
Thank you. And but that's where I think with Allen, who lives inside, can score up the line, get the alley-oop. He may not be the most physical, but he's going to give you that 12, 13 rebounds,
yeah.
15 points.
Yeah.
Mobley was given that contract, I thought, to score 24 and get 12
Yeah.
every night and get
Yeah.
in your ass.
Yeah.
I don't
They
see
keep
that
saying
either.
upside.
Upside,
He's got
right.
upside.
It's gotta
Well,
be
wait a
here
minute.
soon,
We're in
yeah.
year 5 now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to
It's
be.
time to see that upside.
I don't see that. That's my
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
That's why I want that big man in the middle. I'd sacrifice to grab that rough guy in the middle to grab rebounds because we got the guys that run the floor and score.
Yeah.
We
And I'll
just
tell you
don't have
this,
that.
too. I should add this. What makes me feel better about the Cavs this year as opposed to recent years, I think our bench is as good as
Yes,
anybody.
I agree.
Schroeder,
Yeah.
Bryant, this Keon Ellis guy.
They're playing defense too, like they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, those are great
They bring
pickups.
energy.
Bring
Yeah,
energy.
We didn't even mention
Yep.
Tyson either.
Oh.
His minutes have been down.
Thank
but
you for saying
he's a
that.
guy that can score 20. He ain't back down from nothing.
Tyson plays like he's mad he's not a star.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
You know
right.
what I mean?
He plays with an
That's
edge.
not how he plays. So
And he's
he
not
brings
afraid-
energy.
But he's not afraid to take that shot after
Correct.
this.
He is
and he'll
not
take-
afraid.
He'll take a stupid whatever, but
Yeah.
he knows it. But I like it.
I saw him battling with Kay Cunningham.
Yeah, he don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
That was
exactly right.
impressive.
And I get Max Struess back. Struess don't care. He's
Yeah.
a hustler. He's
Struess a tough guy.
So that right, we at least get that. So
Yeah.
I think I think we have that. It's my thing is some damn boards, man.
Yeah.
The office
Yeah.
boards of guys not get punished going to.
The post. I'll just say that, and I don't disagree with anything. But the postseason's a new season. It's-
Right. Oh yeah.
and they have no experience playing with each other as a team in the postseason.
Right.
That's going to hurt them. Okay.
Excuse me.
The fact that the two key people from the Celtics are there in the postseason is going to help them.
Right.
Detroit's team, I guess, is relatively intact. That's going to help them in the
Yeah.
postseason.
And they're kind of still on the come up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
pressure
you're
of the
right.
postseason, plus the ramping up and going to have to be able to understand what your teammates are going to do when the pressure is at its highest.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether or not the Cavs are going to be able to figure that out or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And so they got one round to do it. That's why I say they got. It's important that they're a top 4 seed.
Yeah.
So that they have a first round.
Home
Home
court.
series
Yeah.
with a team that they should
Like,
beat.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
they'll play Toronto. Oh,
I can't
it's
remember
kinda
what's
too
that.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Again, but besides the teams that we have mentioned, I think they're
But they're not going to play. They're not going to open up with New
Right.
York, with Boston, or Detroit.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll be
Right. So I think
Toronto
it
or
should
Atlanta
be.
or
Right.
Philly
Right.
or somebody
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But it's game on after that.
Yeah,
after that is game on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the people they brought in, especially the Schroeders.
Yes.
Schroeder's got how many years in the league now? Double
12?
digits.
Yeah.
Harden's in
He's
his,
got double digits teams that he played for.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly
that's
right.
For a lot of teams.
But I like
Yeah.
his experience.
Yep.
though. I like his
And-
experience.
But again, at 6'2", he ain't afraid to get in your
Yeah.
face. He just
Yeah.
it irritates,
Yeah.
man.
My guy Porter's probably gonna get his minutes cut. I love Porter.
But you know what though? But we talked about it. They're not going anywhere. Those him and Tyson, they're
Yeah.
going to be players there.
Yeah.
They're just getting there. But
Yeah.
that's why they brought in Schroeder. Don't care.
Yeah.
I foul 12 people. I'll do my thing.
Yeah.
But I'll get the call. I know what I'm doing with
Yeah.
the ball.
Yeah.
Ellis man is now scoring. If he can keep doing that, he's going to keep.
And our window with Harden is what, 2-3 years max?
Yeah.
Right?
I'd take 2 years. Yeah.
But you're thinking perfect health, and quite frankly, with Harden, perfect mental state.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So
Well, he seems happy right now.
Yeah, but you know what I think it helps is like we were talking about. The pressure isn't on him to
Right.
score.
Correct.
Mitchell's got
Correct.
it more, and Mobley. But
Yeah.
he's going okay. I can distribute and score when needed.
Yep.
And he gets when he gets so pissed, he starts backing people down. Go up. You go, oh, I see some old Harden in there.
I see
If
some
he
old-
could
yeah.
just give us that,
Yeah.
I mean,
I've been very pleased with his
Well, I'll
play
tell you
so
what.
far.
Health defined the playoffs last year. So
Yeah,
think
it
about
did,
that.
didn't it?
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Big
So
time.
down this
Yeah.
stretch and
Yeah.
in the playoffs, somebody's going down.
Yeah.
And so I don't know who it is going to be. Hopefully the Cavs weather this storm.
Yeah.
And because of so many players, they can
Yeah.
keep minutes sort of balanced among their players.
Well-
But health is going to have a
Steve Kerr
part
was
to play in
talking
this
about
thing
that
also.
again. They're playing too many games.
Yeah.
He said they need to lessen the games.
I think so too.
Steve
82
Ayers, someone
games
said,
is a
"Oh,
lot."
you can't be doing that. You get away with stuff." But I'm sorry, but 84 games,
82.
82.
But you know
It
what
should
that
be
means?
around 60, 64
Well,
games.
and if you're in the playoffs, literally,
that's
you
what
go
I'm
to the
saying.
finals,
100,
depending
yeah.
on how
Yeah.
those playoff series
Right,
go, you
or-
can play over 100 games.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. But you know what that means, right?
More money.
Less games mean less money.
Yeah.
right.
All right, that ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
Who
football.
wants to take less
That's
money?
like football. They
Right.
add the game
Yeah,
every
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Plus, they're about to go global anyway. They're
Right,
going to be
exactly.
over in
Yeah.
other parts of the world. So
Well, that's why depth is so
interesting. So, wanted to get your opinions too on the. We just had this free agent blitz across the NFL.
Yeah.
important.
I can't tell you that I'm 100% on top of it. I tried to watch at least what the Browns did, but there were some big moves
Yeah.
I think your boy out of Arizona finally signed
Kyler
with Minnesota.
Murray.
Yeah, Kyle. I thought it was a good place for him.
Yeah,
Good
I
landing
do
spot.
too, because I don't think people realize, though, just a couple of years ago, Kyler Murray was like in the
Right.
most valuable player.
Yeah.
The injury. With the young guy McCarthy, I don't know McCarthy if they're really sold on him or not yet up in Minnesota, and can he do it? Kyler Murray is very capable of
Yeah,
doing
he
it,
is.
especially on a good team
Yeah.
that can roll out and do those things.
Yeah.
That's what the coach would do with him. So I thought that was a good move
I
for
thought it was
him
a good
too.
move.
Yeah.
Anything stand out to you in terms of free agencies, big names, good moves?
Mike Evans.
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
love him
Big
boy.
as a player.
Yes.
And his whole career in Tampa Bay, I don't know what I can equate that to, like from the Browns. If there was a lifelong Cleveland Brown that had almost like
Well, Chubb went to
almost, yeah, but
Ozzie Newsome.
Chubb was diminished.
yeah.
Yes,
Professionally,
exactly.
you know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
As a
right.
running back. Mike Evans still at the top of his game, correct?
Yeah.
Now he came back for an injury last year, but
Yeah.
but he's still
Ozzie Newsome
Well,
gave us some great
yeah,
years
yeah,
in Cleveland.
And Tampa's got some younger receivers. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he wanted to
right.
be more featured.
Right.
Because
And
he's going to San Francisco, I think.
They just got
And I
rid
think
of
he'll be
Ayuk and him.
the
Yeah.
I think he'll be the man there.
And, right. And that's the thing. I think
Yeah.
he gives you that 6'4". And
Yep.
I always like he great catch, but he's tough.
Yeah, he is
He gets
tough.
beat around.
Yep.
He's tough, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
no, that was a good move.
and he got good money. I think he got
Good
like
money.
$6
Yeah,
million or
absolutely.
something like that.
Geno Smith's back in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of surprising.
Yep.
It is. It's so, I hope.
Now, is he a projected starter? Did they get
he's
him to
got to
start?
be. He's got to
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Wow.
And Geno going to start, but the only thing is, Geno might just take a dive and say, screw all you.
I mean,
Just pay your bets,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
so you don't get your job
But,
broken
right,
again.
but you know what? I found it maybe he's going back for reason, but God, I was looking at go. I don't know if I'd ever want to go back there again, especially with our. But it is.
well, I was kind of surprised. The Jets, I mean, Geno's not a bad quarterback,
No.
but that's a huge
He's a
market.
bridge quarterback.
Yep.
They had a terrible record. Don't they have a high draft pick? They're not in any kind of
The
position
Jets
to
are
get.
the number 2 pick in the draft.
So
There isn't 2 quarterbacks in the draft.
is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay.
There was a guy, but he found out that he got his eligibility back. I can't
Right.
know
So he
who it
stays.
is.
Right. So he stayed
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the kid out of Indiana, and that's it.
Yeah,
In
well,
terms of,
is it worth taking
because your
another
guy
one
out
at
of
two?
Miami back.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
I'm
project
not
him
sold.
like a third round guy.
I'm not sold on
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not
So this is not a quarterback-rich draft.
Right, right.
And
Exactly.
you're
Next
right.
year is poised to
It's
be
not
one.
worth a
Yep.
second pick taking
Yep, yep, exactly.
a worthy quarterback. I wait till later,
Yep.
But but you can get some damn good talent right now.
Yeah.
But teams are loading up. I thought Baltimore did a good job when Max Crosby falls through. So I
Yeah.
said, that's a big.
They end up getting that Cincinnati kid.
Yeah, they get Trey Henderson.
Trey
I'm
Henderson.
telling you, that's a win. Plus,
Yeah.
they kept their 2 first-round draft choices.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, people don't understand the difference maker is like the quarterback that defense end is on the defense. If I'm a quarterback for the Ravens and I'm going, Jesus, we got to score again.
Yep.
Jesus, because they're going to give it up because they don't get a rush on their court. The pressure's on. But if I got a Trey Henderson or a Max Crosby, man, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Because, all of a sudden, third down's a big sack and a turnover.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We don't have to put the points. We've got the game changer on the line. And that's what I think you're seeing now. Defensive ends are right now kind of like the priority
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have. You've got to have a pass rush.
And that is everybody. Did Cincinnati keep their defensive end, or is Hendricks?
That's who,
No, that's the one.
Oh, he's from
yeah.
Cincy. Okay,
Yeah, that's
who
the one
Baltimore
with
signed.
Baltimore.
Yeah, okay.
But they did
so
pick
Baltimore
up-
got it. Cleveland got it. Pittsburgh got Watt.
Everyone but
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, but
Okay,
they picked up Jonathan Allen at defensive tackle, which is a good pickup.
Yeah.
But you still need that.
They don't have that edge rusher.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the the Ravens lost their center.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
dude is, and
Lindenbaum.
apparently he defined the market that he
Yes.
Yeah.
he is averaging, I don't know, but $8 or $9 million more
Yep.
per season
Yep.
than a center has ever gotten in his.
Yep.
And where did he go?
Yeah.
And he went I can't
Chicago.
remember. Is that where he went?
Now,
Yeah.
the thing is, they build that line around. He's a quarterback on that offensive line to help Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They ran the ball. Quiet as this cap. Chicago is making some moves that they need to make, and
Yeah.
they're on that trajectory
Right.
to keep getting better like
Yeah.
that.
Now they got a little taste of postseason last
Exactly right.
year.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now you
It's
got
a
some
winning-
playoff experience.
And what's his name's coach? Ben is in his second year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I look for that being a little
Yeah.
bit of
It seemed like they're doing it the right way.
yeah. How about Tua signing in Atlanta?
I thought it was a good place for him too.
It was a great for him, but my thing is Tua take the money and run. them concussions, man, when I see your arms flipping like, I'm sorry, man. And is he really going to resurrect his career?
Well, what about the rookie, the other left-handed guy? Penix
coming back. Well, he's not going to be ready by season time.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, we take Tua. He's a game start at least for a couple months. And then what if he proves himself?
Yeah, right.
Penix, has been an injury history.
Yeah.
So, so you don't know. But I just look at it with Tua going, that the hits he's taken and the way he's played, that I don't know. I think that there's a guy that might have looked. He's got the money. That I know you love to play, but man, when you're flopping around and fingers in there, that ain't right.
Well, he really fell off towards the end of last year.
Yeah,
really bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In Cleveland, he was horrific.
And he can't play in the right. The cold weather thing to get some.
Yep.
I
So
don't know,
Atlanta's
man.
Dome Stadium.
Yeah.
Atlanta's Dome.
Yeah,
But
exactly
Atlanta's
right.
warm also. So
Yeah.
But I want Stefanski to fail. I don't like him because of the Shador thing. I just don't like him at all because of that. So, I don't want these players. I don't wish anything bad on a player.
Right,
But I don't want Stefanski's success. I just don't want that.
I think they're going to have on there.
And the Browns did sign at least 3 offensive linemen
Right.
through
Correct.
free agency.
Yeah.
One of them really got criticized because they gave him like $36 million guaranteed, and his grading was less than a starting offensive lineman in the NFL.
Really?
That was the first guy that they signed. I can't remember what his name was, but
Okay.
It's
but
got
he,
the Tyus guy
he was a
from,
good,
the
he was a
Texans.
decent run blocker, but he was
Yeah.
a terrible pass blocker.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen whether or not that works out or not. But they signed a couple other guys.
So 3 linemen.
linemen.
We got a linebacker. We got the tight end from
From New Orleans.
Orleans.
It's a blocker at least. And again,
Yeah.
let's face it, the Joku, it's money time. I don't care how good he could have played this year. When you get 5-6 years, man, you're done.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of you.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay you $10 million.
Yeah.
So he's gone. But the Stoll guy, whatever.
Right,
Well,
from,
my
tight
thing
end.
is like, what's Bentonio going to do? Bentonio now Conklin's done.
Conklin's done.
Let's face it. And the other guy, they got one more. Wyatt Teller.
Wyatt Teller's
gone. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's a bad thing. That's what I said. And I know I sound crazy here. Trade Miles Garrett for the 2 first rounds, build around Shador Sanders, and start building a team.
That was
You
my
have
next question, yeah.
the leading sack guy in the league, and you
Yep.
won 4 games.
Yep.
I'm not there to watch just sack records.
Yep. He ain't never playing any better than that.
No,
He
exactly.
is
You're right.
Never playing any
You-
better.
So his
than that.
value is as high as it's
But
going to get.
Exactly.
That's like with
Yep.
Crosby, that knee injury.
Yep.
Because you're reaching that age at 30 years old. So
Yep.
there's not, they don't look and go, oh, God, he's got upside.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
It's only going to go down.
Yep.
And I totally agree.
Do you think the Browns are done quarterback shopping?
Well, I was going to say, what's the name's out
Cousins?
there now? Cousins is out there.
Uh-huh.
Not as a starter,
Now-
but as a let's say a
for-
proven veteran.
Yeah.
Look
Because
for
you gotta have a veteran presence in your quarterback room. I think.
Hey, Al
You
Jr.
have to.
Check and see
can't
if
go in there with,
Cousins signed
Gabriel and
with
Shador.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I don't count
Cutsons.
again.
Cousins.
I don't
Cousins.
think Watson's
See
in
if he
the
signed with
plans.
Pittsburgh.
I just
Yeah.
don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but
What's
I think
Watson.
No.
I just think he has a stench
Yeah.
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he represents
Not yet.
poor management,
Yeah.
a poor free agent signing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that stench has just followed Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think they just soon get rid of it as soon as
Cut and
possible.
giggle. And
So
that-
I don't see them running him out there under any circumstances.
Yeah.
So to that extent, I think you still need a veteran quarterback. So
Right.
a Kirk Cousins to
Yes, and he-
work with the Shador, to work with the Gabriel if you're going to keep him.
Because they were talking about Cousins signing
that's
with
neat.
Pittsburgh because they don't know about what's his name, Rogers. But
Yeah.
I'm with you. If you can get him on like league minimums per year,
Absolutely.
come in and tutor them other guys. I don't care if he starts.
Yeah.
Let him start. And
Yeah.
all I want, and I'm not a Browns fan, is for like Shador, build a quarterback, work with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let them get seasoned, let them get going. Look at all these quarterbacks out there after a few years.
Yeah.
They're starting to show some Daniel Jones, like, oh, they were losing. They go to the right teams and get time and they're
Yeah.
playing well.
Yeah. The other thing, regardless of what you think about Watson, Gabriel, and Shador all expect to be the starting quarterback day one in
Yeah.
Cleveland. That is just not a good way to enter into your season.
Yeah.
And quite frankly,
Not
it is
having
a
one-
quarterback competition,
Yeah.
whether or not they're saying it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a quarterback competition.
Yeah.
And so that's just, you know how it played out last year, which was as bad as it could have possibly
Yeah. It was
played
really
out.
bad.
And you really need to, as quickly as possible, quarterbacks are like,
Establish that.
they're like starting pitchers.
Yeah.
They're just so delicate, man.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
you gotta really
Yeah.
make sure that they understand what their role is and when they're going to be counted on.
Right.
And you know what? And they just don't have that in Cleveland yet.
And that's why I'm a little surprised. Like they did. Well, I guess I should say that, but that they didn't like trade and try to get some athletes around, some deep wide vets. I don't care if it's starting guard, whatever. Get it where they can run the ball, protect, and like kind of groom him.
Yeah.
He's got the tight end again, but you can't keep throwing the same guy every time.
So the Browns have pick number 6 in the draft.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
No. Is it that far back?
I think they have a 6th pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I expect with the signing
And
of
26
these,
or something like that. 6 and they got 2 first rounds.
oh yeah, the second one I think.
Say 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I expect with the signing of these linemen that their first pick would be maybe this kid out of Old State,
Tate.
the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Tate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now also they anticipate that safety is going to be available.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
Starts with an S, I think.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
He's stud,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, I love him, but
Yeah.
I think the need is more for a Tate.
I agree.
Here's the
you
thing.
need
Tate is
explosive.
not fast. I don't think he's fast. I think his 40 was like 4.53 or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So his separation in the NFL ain't going to be like what it was in Ohio State. And
Well,
quite
I tell you who else
frankly,
wasn't that fast though.
who?
Who's the kid there when we first got Baker, the veteran that came out of Miami, had all those.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
He wasn't that fast.
Yeah.
Boy, did he
He's
have
a good
hands.
player, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what the dude's name is.
But
Every time he catch a ball, he
Yeah.
got fired up with the
but you
Yeah.
know what? That's a good point too.
Landry?
Landry,
Yeah,
Jarvis
yeah,
Landry.
Jarvis Landry.
Thank you.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
there you go, though. There's the thing is, if you're drafted at 6 and you don't think that Tate maybe's your guy, or whatever, there's a guy there.
Yeah.
There's a guy to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you see with speed or whatever, go. Then that's your man. But you got to make that effort to find the guy that can
How
get.
good
you-
is Bond? I don't know how
Well,
good he's going to be. The number that's the
I don't
speed
know.
guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had never heard of him. But
Yep.
Well-
boy, when he got open, he was like the only guy on my TV
Yep,
screen.
Well,
Like,
you,
my
but
goodness,
you
this
remember
guy's
one of the
fast.
problems with that is they couldn't run the ball and store to get killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
So
right,
you
right,
remember
right.
they can bring the
Yeah.
running back. Well, let him be able to last for 2 more years.
Yeah.
So they've got that core. If they can establish the run, that takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
A little bit, and then you get Store back there throwing the ball with some competent receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the defense. The defense is going to be defense. Defense isn't terrible. It's good. They drafted well there. They played well enough. If you can at least score 2-3 touchdowns, you're going to be in ball games.
Yeah.
But you've got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You've got to build.
Got to
it
give him
around.
21, 24 points.
Yeah, you got to be able to
Yeah.
build that.
You can't
in
score
your
14
system.
points and ask your defense.
But, yeah, you can't turn around and like
Well, whatever this dude did, I didn't see it in Baltimore, quite frankly. Now, you had Travis
Yeah.
Henry.
This
Yeah.
And you Travis
Munkin.
Henry?
Munkin.
Is it Henry?
Munkin.
Derrick Henry. You had Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had
Lamar.
And I didn't see
Todd
special
Munkin.
offense.
Yeah, again,
Those two are Hall of Fame offensive
Yeah.
talents.
Well, how many games did Lamar miss last year?
I don't
He was
know.
out pretty significant amount, I think. But to
Yeah.
your point,
Yeah.
this was not an explosive offense.
Well, and Munkin, does he really? I don't know resume why reach it. But remember, the Browns have tests you got to take and everything else. I think they scared.
about that.
I think they
Yeah.
scared some people off.
Yeah.
But is Munkin going to be the guy? And how much time did they give it?
Oh, God. I can't remember who the guy is that's the radio show that just. He's the only one that loves Shador on all the radio, but I can't remember what his name is.
Rizzo.
All right. But he said, and it is perfect. If I'm a free agent wide receiver, am I going to Cleveland?
Right.
Who's my quarterback? I don't know. You know what I mean? He
Right,
was just
right.
saying this. He was
Yeah,
just
but
going through.
that's right.
Yeah. He's absolutely right. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Just like Mike Evans. Mike Evans,
right.
free agent wide receiver.
I want to go get paid
I'm
if I
sure
can play.
Cleveland would have reached out to him.
Yeah.
He's going to Purdy, man.
Right.
He's got an established team, established quarterback,
I get
established
a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I get
Yeah.
a chance to get paid.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Where do I fit that's
Yeah.
going to
Yep.
be?
Yep.
And frankly, he left a stable situation in
Absolutely.
Tampa.
Yeah.
It was time to
Whatever
go.
you think about Baker, he was entrenched
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not a lot of turnover there as far
Yeah.
as the offensive
Now,
coordinator.
you know who might be available is Tyreek Hill. Has he been picked up by somebody?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. That's a good
His
call.
knee injury was horrific last year.
Yeah.
But he'd be very nice.
I think
I heard
Cleveland.
something that KC might re-sign him.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, that
I
was
heard
a-
somebody, but you look like backsleeve, and there's Walker, the most valuable player of Seattle.
Right.
Gone.
Gone.
Right, gone
man.
now. You have Montgomery at Detroit, the back
Yeah.
Gibbs full time.
Yeah.
You can't pay everybody.
Yeah.
So he goes, but they brought in Pacheco
from Kansas City.
That's a smart move.
Right.
He doesn't have to be in the game all
Right,
day, but
right.
he is.
Yeah.
He's productive.
Yeah, he is.
Wait a minute. Kansas City did sign about. Didn't they sign Watson?
I think
Or Watkins or what?
Yeah.
I think he went to Kansas City.
Yeah. And so they're loaded.
Watkins.
The Super Bowl MVP.
Walker.
Yeah, the running back.
Yeah.
Kansas
Walker.
City said, Walker. Yeah.
And they gave up their top defensive backs to the Rams.
Right.
The
cornerback.
The Rams.
Yeah.
That's all they were lacking.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, Rams going to be so tough.
That's going to be a tough one for
Yeah.
them. Yeah. They stay healthy. But Kansas City will make the move. They're known to develop people. Yeah, my thing is, I used to look at teams that I like the way they play. The black and blue division, like Baltimore and Pittsburgh. I like that physicalness.
Yeah.
What I loved every year was if they needed to draft 2 offensive linemen in the first draft, that's what they did.
That's what they did.
And you may not know their name, but they played 10, 12
Wasn't
years.
flashy. Wasn't
Yeah,
great.
it wasn't flashy, but that's what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And I'm going, sometimes you got to look at it with the Browns and say, I don't care if we get a new stadium, we get an we got to win some ball games. So what's that going to take?
Yeah.
I'm not cheering for them sack leader at the end of the year when I got a bag of popcorn. I'm sitting there, it's 2 degrees and we're 2-16. Whatever.
Hey, the best news for Cleveland is that the AFC North
Yes,
is a mess.
good call.
It is
Yes.
a mess.
Mess.
Yeah,
There
so-
is
it's wide
nothing-
open. Yeah.
There is nothing there that is talking about Super Bowl
Right.
worthy football.
So
So
Rodgers is still undecided with
Right.
Pittsburgh, right?
And
So
that's
they're
it.
kinda-
Yeah. But you know what though? The big boy from Ohio State. Did they draft
Will
him?
Howard?
Yeah. They're talking about Will Howard in camp, man. Looks like the real deal. He's smart doing that stuff. I look at that is good drafting, especially in the cold weather. You
Yeah.
get a 6'5" guy
Yeah.
that can run the
Big
ball.
boy.
Yep.
I like
What
my
was
big
Ben
quarterbacks.
Roethlisberger?
Yeah.
But they say he's smart and like that.
Yeah.
Who's to say you're not into a little rebuild and get this kid going? Maybe they sign Rodgers to just give him some more time to get going, but maybe he is the guy that takes over. But you got to start,
Yeah.
why do you draft people?
Yeah.
Where to play?
Correct.
Every year, and this sounds like the Browns, but every year since Roethlisberger retired, Pittsburgh had a different starting quarterback
Yes.
on opening day.
Exactly
Since,
right.
Every year.
Since Roethlisberger
Yeah.
retired.
It's
Exactly.
killed him.
Yep.
Didn't know
It's
that.
killed him.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think we're going to put a ribbon on this episode.
I'm not done yet.
Not done? Your motor's still
Got about
running?
4 more teams I was looking at, but no.
Well, listen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to episode 21 of Three Brothers Podcast. Once again, before we sign off, I want to give our email address. It is the threebrospod@gmail.com. I'm getting so good at that.
I know.
The threebrospod@gmail.com.
Boy. He spoke just a little.
I spoke to them. Or we have an Instagram, which is at the Three Bros Podcast. So continue to write in with your suggestions, your questions. We certainly appreciate that. Coming up next is
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes with Phil. Boy, I tell you what, he's fired up. We got a lot going on. Where's my camera? Right here. Tune in to 5 minutes of
Man.
Yeah, maybe 6.5.
Maybe
Oh,
6.5
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I'll take whatever I can get.
So thanks again, everybody. We will see you next week on the other side.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Bam Adebayo last night went to the free throw line 43 times. He had 36 points from the free throw line. When 36 of your 83 come from the free throw line, and half of those come in the fourth quarter, when we're aggressively trying to get him fouled, you cheated the numbers. But if you think last night was something to celebrate, you're wrong. If you think last night should go down in the annals as one of the great individual performances in NBA history, you are wrong. Last night was the Harlem Globetrotters against the Washington Generals. Last night was a small little snapshot of everything wrong with today's NBA game. That record shouldn't be celebrated. It shouldn't be acknowledged. It's a scam. And if I'm the commissioner, Adam Silver, last night, I think, was the single worst regular season night in his commissionership. And he was out of his control, but he can do something about it today. Yeah. And today he's got to come out and say, I thought last night was egregious. I thought last night was bad for basketball. I thought last night was bad for our fans, and I want them to apologize to NBA fans for putting on that display last night. The NBA should be embarrassed that it's promoting what took place.
Early in the podcast, we discussed Bam. I already said that I think what he and his teammates did is a travesty, and I can't believe anyone would consider his 83 points a worthy achievement. But it is a reflection of the state of today's NBA. And yeah, I know the league is very popular, and it's making money hand over fist. Forget the star players, just the good players in the NBA are making more money in one season than 98% of NFL players make in their entire career. Personally, I'm just not much of a fan of the NBA. I like the Cavs, and I love LeBron. But beyond that, I like Wemby, I like Jalen Brunson, I like Jokic. I've never seen Cade Cunningham play, but he sounds like the kind of player I would enjoy watching. One of the things that bothers me most about today's NBA is the players' constant posturing. I can take a little celebration, but the histrionics that today's NBA players do every time they make a play is simply maddening. Rocking the cradle. The too small gesture. That 2-second stare down. Flexing. Screaming. Shimmying. One method that defines this current NBA culture best is simply taking a look at a trio of players once considered to be the future of the league. Player one was considered to be potentially the future face of the NBA once LeBron hung them up. He came very close to eating himself out of the league. Worse, after announcing his engagement to the woman pregnant with his child, up pops a porn star who says she's his girlfriend and threatens to prove it with the release of their sex tapes. And that's plural, tapes. Tapes that she says were made on a trap phone. Now, I don't know what a trap phone is, but in this instance, the name seems appropriate. This woman even goes so far as to demand that the players' organization trade this star player, citing her opinion that he doesn't deserve to live in this city. Player two also wants a leading candidate for the future face of the NBA, has multiple suspensions by both the NBA and by his own team for behaviors that include brandishing weapons on social media multiple times, which has led to multiple suspensions, as well as suspensions for what's considered conduct detrimental to the team. This player is now so toxic that not only can his team not trade him, they can't even give him away. And a third future face of the league is alleged to have paid the mother of his child $1.08 million, a lump sum payment for the entire amount of child support calculated over 18 years, with the stipulation that she and his child stay out of his life. Let me repeat that. Allegedly, a candidate for future face of the NBA paid the mother of his child to keep himself and to keep his child, away from him forever. Are you kidding me? Look, I know I'm old school. I'm from an era where it was enough to simply defeat your opponent. You didn't have to humiliate them as well. Julius Erving played the game with grace. Michael Jordan, though I can't stand him personally, let his game do his talking. George Gervin was a thing of beauty. And former Cavs like Mark Price and Ron Harper, Austin Carr and Campy Russell, Nate Thurman and Jim Jones, all these guys did was put their uniform on and go to work. Where has that gone? And why?
I've been there, you know I run that, and you ain't from there, so you can't come back.